I've seen a lot of beginner artists who make awesome art, but just don't seem to know how to take a good picture of said art. You can think of this video as kind of like a simple tutorial of the do's and don'ts of taking a picture of your art without a super high quality camera. Now, a super high quality camera isn't really necessary, and you only really need a phone camera. Still, the higher quality of camera on your phone, the better, but you can just work with what you've got. This is the first thing I'd recommend not doing. I took this picture of my beautiful art with a cast shadow covering it. This really isn't good because it makes the art harder to see. This next photo is pretty similar to the first one. There is a cast shadow of my hand, and on top of that, the light is kind of shining against the graphite of the drawing, giving it that glare look, which we really don't want. Next, we have this photo that I took in the bright sunlight, which this isn't the worst, but it comes with its own problems. If you hold your page at the wrong angle, the graphite could become shiny, like that glare I mentioned before. It can also have the problem where the white could be so bright that it removes details from the drawing. And the worst problem that I had while taking this photo was that the sun was glaring on my eyes, and I could hardly see a thing while taking this photo. A few other common mistakes that I see people making is taking their photos in a really dark room, taking their pictures with a flash on, again making their graphite have that glare on it, and not getting the whole drawing in frame, or taking the picture at an angle, making their drawing warp. You don't want to do this. Lastly, we have what to actually do. Now, this drawing isn't the greatest example ever, and this photo of this drawing isn't the greatest example ever, but it'll work for the purposes of this video. I took this picture in a shady place outside, which isn't really the best idea, but it works. The best thing to do is take the photo when it's overcast outside, which means that the sky is cloudy, but not raining, otherwise your art would get wet. What I did here was I lined up my photo, like my photo frame of my phone, with the edges of my paper, trying to really get a front-on view of my art with my camera. After taking the photo, you gotta edit it to make it look less like it's a photo and more like you scanned it with a scanner. If you have this crop tool thingy on your phone, I have this on my phone. I don't know if every phone has it, but I recommend using it if you do have it, because it puts your drawing back into the correct perspective if you have all four corners of your page in frame. After that, you can crop it normally. If you don't have the crop tool thingy, you can just crop the picture as best as you can with the regular cropping option. In editing, typically under the Adjust tab, you can change the contrast and saturation of your art. You can do this by making your whites whiter and your blacks or grays darker. After that, I recommend turning the saturation down as far as it goes, since this particular example is achromatic and not drawn in color. After all that, you've got your finished photographed artwork. If you aren't happy with how the photo looks, you can always go back and retake the photo and redo the steps. Now I'll be showing how to do this with a colored piece of art instead of an achromatic one. Basically follow the same steps as the last art piece, but in editing, don't turn the saturation down. In fact, you can adjust the colors to be more saturated if you want. It really depends on your preferences and how comfortable you are altering the colors of your artwork, though. Also ignore the black splotch under the date. It's not important. Lastly, this is really just a tip, but if you want to continue your drawing, your achromatic drawing as like line art or anything in a digital drawing program, you can do that. Photograph your art as explained before, then put the image into your drawing program. After doing that, set the layer your photo is on as multiply, then you can put a new layer underneath that so you can color it in, however you want to, with any color you want. I hope this is helpful for some people. Thanks for watching my video, even if it is a little boring.